5:37, Nashville's morning news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Time for the great gang of three amigos.
Easy for you to say.
Apparently not.
Oh, okay.
Time for the grand gang of three amigos.
Amen.
There you go.
On Mandis in the morning.
On Friday Eve.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are a lot more excited than I am this morning.
Why's that, Brother Dan Mandis?
Oh, just because it's Friday Eve and not Friday.
Well,
Yeah.
It's been a long week.
that.
You know, isn't it weird how some weeks just like drag on forever and there's other weeks that just fly right on by?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not one of those weeks that flies by.
Yeah, the weeks that usually fly right by are like whenever I'm on vacation.
Yes.
Yes, that's exactly
Those
right.
fly right by.
Yeah, I'll go. Friday already?
Yeah.
So people are on the YouTube chat on Super Talk TV. And one of these folks who has a really bizarre handle name, whatever screen name. Can you imagine Corinne Jean-Pierre doing the news on WTN? Can you imagine that?
I want to make it perfectly clear. We have been clear that police say there was an altercation.
You know,
and at some point, a weapon was introduced.
You know, it'd be funny is every time I'd say something positive about Trump,
It's just ridiculous.
she'd just be chiming in all the time.
And then if you started saying something about Biden, then she would go,
It's just ridiculous.
that. And then she would also say, well, you saw him in South Carolina. You saw him in Las Vegas. I have nothing more to add.
Also, Michigan.
Yes, that's right.
We saw him get lost on the stage, and it's like a 10 by 10 stage. So, yeah, we see him all the time, actually, getting confused. And by the way, every single person on the YouTube chat agrees that you have the better radio voice, Ken.
Yes, you do.
So there you go. Yeah, and you know what I say to that
It's
is,
just ridiculous.
Well, boys, the good Lord knew I wasn't going to be a working man, so he gave me something out of pity. It was a voice.
there you go.
Because he certainly didn't give me, like, well, I'm looking for a word for being tall.
short.
Yeah.
You're short. He
Maybe-
gave you shortness. That's what God gave you, shortness.
He said, I'm going to make you short, but I'm going to give you a big voice.
There you go.
And you know what, Ken? You've done well with it.
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
I had an uncomfortable conversation. Can I just say this? Now, Johnny, you might be, actually both of you can relate to this.
Okay.
Really uncomfortable conversation with Amy last night.
Okay.
So I've noticed that with my beard now, it's starting to get white.
Yeah. Look at
And
mine.
so,
I resemble that remark.
so here's my thing. I'm okay with being bald. The whole white beard thing is really beginning to bug me.
Okay.
I've got a white patch, like right on the corner of my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amy gets really close and she's like, "Is that toothpaste?" So and then we start going down the road of like is it just for men where you put the black grease in your beard?
Yeah, with a little brush.
I'm like, I'm not doing that, man.
No, sir.
I'm not doing that at all.
Well, and two, let me inform you of this, is that whenever mine started going gray, I started getting more compliments from women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my experience.
They said, you look much better with...
Really?
I said, well, thank you. I don't know if they're just being kind or... They walk away and they go, man, he looks old as hell.
Well, you know what KJP says.
It's just ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
And by the way, boys, I'm bummed. One of my favorite singers, Mojo Nixon, has passed away.
Mojo Nixon.
A lot of people don't know him, but he actually had a big MTV video back when MTV was in its early days.
Well, I'll
called
be.
Elvis is Everywhere. And I would urge everyone to watch it. It's interesting. Kind of a rockabilly meets Clash type sound.
Rockabilly meets Clash?
Yeah, he was insane.
Yeah, he's got those handlebar sideburns.
Yes, he does. And he had an even better song.
528, Nashville's Morning News on...
Wow. Okay.
It's my bad.
Okay. Well, anyway, he also had a better song called Don Henley Must Die. And Don Henley actually appeared with him, I think, in Texas to sing it.
Don Henley Must Die.
Goodness.
Why in
there
the
it
world
is.
what was that? Can I ask what that song was about?
Well, basically because Don Henley was everywhere. That was back when Don Henley was.
I was going to say, I bet you it was co-written by Glenn Fry.
or more likely the other dude. I can't remember his name now.
Don Felder?
Yeah, Don Felder, probably.
Yeah, maybe. I'm curious as to the lyrics of Don Henley Must
Let's look it
Die.
up. Let's look it up. Lyrics.
All right, should I just do this? Just read this cold?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Johnny, am I safe to do this?
Well, we'll see.
I
don't really remember.
This is the sound of my brain. Then I said, this is the sound of my brain on Don Henley. Then I said 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they go into, wow, he's a tortured artist, used to be in the Eagles. Now he whines like a wounded beagle. Poet of despair. Pumped up with hot air. He's serious, pretentious, and I just don't care. Don Henley must die. Don't let him get back together with Glenn Fry. Don Henley must die.
Goodness.
Yeah, he was.
You know, speaking of poetry, boy, that's.
He apparently was tired of Don Henley at the time.
Well, and I think that's around the time Don was. You remember when it was either the Grammys or one of those award shows.
Yeah,
he wasn't there in person, but he was linked up satellite. And he said, gee, what about this award? Well, what about the Kurds? And he started getting into politics.
Oh, okay.
Is he a lefty?
Oh, gosh, the entire Eagle, all of them.
Yeah.
Lefties. But Mojo Nixon apparently died the way he lived. He was wide open. He was on the outlaw country cruise and was partying with his band and with fans. And then died of a cardiac event.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. Boom.
All right.
Right on the cruise.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
If you're going to go, baby, massive heart attack.
That's right.
Might as well be on a cruise filled with perhaps some substances.
Well, I'm sure there were.
Listen, I don't want to impugn the guy.
Well, he liked to drink.
Yeah.
He was a big drink.
Dan, I want you to do this. Before your beard goes full on white, I want you to get some lamb chops just like Mojo Nixon.
You know, I could actually
You
grow
can
lamb
do it,
chops.
dude.
I could because
you could.
Do it.
my beard starts going all Raleigh fingers like.
Well, yeah. I mean, it'll come down from where the hair starts growing on your face, and just bring it down. I mean, you can have a Lemmy Kilmister look
Without the thing on the face.
Yes.
Do
or
it, dude.
I've got another option. Not doing that.
No, you've got to do this.
At least once.
Yeah, come on, man. It'll be fun.
It would probably take me way too long, and I'm reasonably certain Amy would hate it.
What if it turns into tickly kisses?
Then I know that Amy would hate it.
Oh.
Because we're already dealing with that situation. We should probably move on.
Well, Dan, what we could do, to stay brothers here, if you'll do that, then I'll shave my beard off and make my wife angry.
There you go.
Yeah, I can't do that, boys. I won't get any kisses then.
Oh, my wife would leave me, I think, if I shave my beard off.
We should write a song called Tickly Kisses.
Hey, that would be
You know
a
what? I
good
bet you
song.
there's got to be a song called Tickly Kisses.
Let me look it up.
You know, I look it up while I tell you this story.
Okay.
From Campus Reform, University removes Introduction to Bondage from Healthy Relationships Week after backlash over presenters' disturbing online activity.
Oh, Lord.
But then I started thinking, can you imagine, when you take college courses, they tell you, you take like an architecture course, you've got to buy like a ruler and a compass and all those kinds of things. Can you imagine the class supplies for Introduction to Bondage?
Oh, wow. Handcuffs.
You got your handcuffs, you got your leather, right? Whips and chains.
Oh, yeah.
Goodness.
I've never really understood bondage.
And then if you pass the class, they give you a spanking. And you like it.
You know what? If you get an A, you get 10 really hard spanks. If you fail the course, you get like a little, just like a little love tap.
So there's a
That's all you
course
get.
in this. They're teaching a course in this.
Yeah, you ever heard of Sex Week?
No.
You've
yeah.
never heard of Sex Week, Weaver?
No, I haven't. I'm going to look it up now, though.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't look it up here.
Where's Sex Week at?
Well, I mean,
Everywhere.
They even had it in UT
Thank God I'm not the most naive guy in the world on this segment. It's going to be Weaver this time.
Yeah, he didn't know about Sex Week.
They got Sex Week down at Tulane University.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, basically, Ken, what it is, they teach about sex.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
And all kinds of different things, and I don't know. Johnny, how would you describe it? As
A week of debauchery.
a week of debauchery.
Which happens not just a week on campus, but
Goodness
constantly.
gracious.
Healthy Relationship Week is still scheduled to take place and will include a safer sex fest,
Goodness.
condom club training. Do you need a lot of training to... Anyway. Free STD testing as well. That's
Hey.
probably where the condoms come in.
Goodness. What in the world?
Yeah, this particular story is in Indianapolis at Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis. IUPUI.
That's what your
IUPUI.
That's what your tuition's paying for.
There's an
Yep.
entire calendar.
And if,
Goodness gracious.
wow, Ken, did you just hear the way Ken said there's an entire calendar?
Yeah, and boy, the pictures they have.
This one's got it laid out February 15th, February 16th, February 17th, February 18th. I mean, there's events for every day.
Yep.
Goodness.
An event description described the bondage as a form of consensual and recreational play that involves... We all know what it is.
I don't understand all that either, man. I just
Hey,
I
listen,
don't.
whatever floats people's boat, whatever,
Hey.
as long as everybody's consensual.
And everybody stays nice to each other.
Yeah, I mean, I really, whatever. I mean, for me, whatever.
Weird
Whatever
stuff
makes you
out there,
happy.
man.
But I mean, to have classes on it and Sex Week, I've always thought that the whole Sex Week thing was just really lame. Ryan Anderson, assistant director of the school, told Collegiate Commons that the workshop would be an hour long and included demonstration
Yeah, well.
and an opportunity for students to practice themselves.
Hey, let's go to Squatters.
I bet you nobody's late for that course.
I bet they're not.
He also said that he would have personally been assisting students during the session. You creeper.
What's his name?
Ryan Anderson.
Let's look him up. What's Ryan Anderson look
I don't know,
like?
but I bet you he's got a grin on his face.
I bet he does too.
Probably got lamb chops.
Probably.
Anyway, moving right along.
Fuzzy white lamb chops. Ryan Anderson Sex Week. Let's see.
Yeah, I will never in a million years wonder why they do this. And, the campuses will tell you, the schools will tell you that it is about safe sex. That's what it's all about. I don't know if I necessarily believe that.
Wink, wink, nudge,
Goodness
nudge.
gracious.
I wonder if anybody, hey, SuperTexters, has anybody ever gone through a sex week on college campuses? Anybody ever done this? Because this has been going on for a long time.
Yes, it has.
So I am curious as to if anyone has gone through this and what their thought of it is. Oh, wow. 4193. Every week is sex week for Ken.
Wow. Man. The things we learned about Ken on this show.
Yeah.
My sex week is like 5 minutes.
Anytime you hear a "ho," you know what's going on. Especially if it's along 24 in between Murfreesboro and Nashville.
All right. So real quick, Ken, you're not here tomorrow.
No, I'm not.
So we got to get you a real quick take on Super Bowl.
Okay.
That is this weekend, right?
It is this weekend.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I do believe the Chiefs are going to win. Mm-hmm. I just think they're that good. They're unstoppable. Something interesting that the Chiefs do on offense. I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but their wide receivers are actually tight ends. All of them are like 6'5", 250, 280 pounds, and they can run like the wind. And
Yes.
that is what makes them hard to beat. And now it is Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, and their chemistry is something else. However, they will have to look out for young Brock Purdy because he is deceptively fast. And his scrambles for first downs is what brought down the Lions in that NFC Championship game.
Ken, all I was really asking for was, what's your favorite Super Bowl snack?
Oh.
I mean, you went through this whole thing.
Oh, I'm going to have a new one. I found a new one on Instagram.
Yeah?
Yeah, you take 2 bags of Cool Ranch Doritos. First you spray your crock pot.
Yeah.
Then you put one of the bags in the bottom of the crock pot. You put a bunch of cheese and meat and vegetables on it. Then you put the other bag on top of it. You put more cheese and meat and all these exotic sauces. And you crock pot it. And it comes out shaped exactly like your crock pot.
Wow.
And that's how you eat them. And I am going to do it.
All right, very good. Johnny, I'm assuming you don't have the X's and O's expertise that Ken does.
No, I do not. But I do believe the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to win, and I do think, unfortunately, Mahomes' father will celebrate and probably get another DUI.
Goodness, yeah, that's too bad. For
I feel
Patrick
bad,
Mahomes, man.
That's embarrassing. I mean,
It
that's
is
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
That's sad.
So you both are for the Chiefs. So you're part of this conspiracy theory
I'm not
that
for
thinks
the
that
Chiefs. I just think
Taylor's-
they'll win.
The NFL is propping up the Chiefs so that Taylor Swift will ultimately endorse Joe Biden.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know, I can't believe that I would actually agree with KJP on that.
It's just ridiculous.
That is just ridiculous.
By the way, Taylor Swift will have 3 touchdowns and 150 yards.
There you go.